Hey, Colin. Hey, Colin. Hi, Colin. I scheduled all of them last night.
Hi.
I scheduled all of them last night. You're live right now. I just have the starting soon. You're looking for.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, which one is it, Laurie? I'm sorry,
It's
I'm
okay.
having bloody tech. I'm having tech issues again. It's driving me insane. My
Yeah,
computer's
you
keeps
and me
dropping its
both.
Wi-Fi. Oh,
I have three presentations. I mean, I actually did a segment where where I had no audio and didn't know it.
oh,
I
oh.
I couldn't get my sister's presentation on. Like, oh, it's all the nightmare. Anyway, you are on. It says starting live. It is day 3,
Yeah.
hotline segment. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to scroll all the way to the bottom and click more.
Ah, that's why I've not seen it. Okay,
Yeah,
right, right, right.
and I thought about this, like, and a little frustrated as well, because what I did was I went in because it says you can edit. So while I was
Yeah.
on, I think at 3 o'clock, I think it was right before I went to bed at 3, and I
Okay.
went through and I loaded everything, and then I realized that I couldn't. Let me just.
Sorry, I've just come in and let me
Hello there and welcome to this next segment of the Entrepreneur Hotline Summit. I am delighted to have some time with you today. We've got about 45 minutes together now where we're going to look at some interesting marketing angles about when it comes to being an entrepreneur, right? So I'm a marketer, I'm a little bit biased, and so I always say that everything in business is marketing. In fact, you may think this arrogant, but business is marketing. If you think about it, being in business is all about exchange. It's all about value exchange. So we provide services or we provide products or whatever it is. And there is an exchange, there is a change of value between one party and another. We come together, we do a transaction, and we exchange value. That is the fundamentals of business. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. It's about creating a value exchange around what you do. The mode that takes can be really diverse. It can be really broad or it can be really narrow, right? So whatever field of entrepreneurship you are in, you're actually in the business of value exchange. And so if you think about that, value exchange is exchange of value between two parties. Who is the person that you're doing that value exchange with? That's your ideal client. That's where marketing plays such a critical role, because understanding who that ideal client is the essence of great marketing. Who are they? What are their pains? What are their problems? What keeps them awake at night, staring at the ceiling? What are the things that you can solve for those folk? Understanding all of that is marketing. Being able to articulate those pains, being able to resonate with people at a visceral level, emotionally, creating connection, copywriting, sales pages, advertising, that's marketing. And it's that drives you to be able to do your best work, drives you to be able to create this value exchange, this business at the level that you want to create it at. And so fundamentally at its core, marketing drives through all of these things. It's powerful, 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 powerful. But hey, Colin, you would say that you're a marketer, right? I hear you. But it's true. It's true. So let's just run through what we're going to be playing with during our time together now. I've got an amazing couple of talks lined up during my segment. We are going to be talking with Dr. Chris Lee about how we're all wired and how to overcome that. Let's get the speaker details up so we can tell you exactly what we're playing with. 1 second. Okay, let me share my screen. Wonderful. So this is the Entrepreneur Summit, the entrepreneurhotline.com website. So we're looking at the segments now, the schedule, and this is us live today. We've got Dr. Chris Lee coming on at 12 noon GMT, 7 a.m. Eastern. My brain thinks I'm dying right now. Here's how we stop it. This is going to be an amazing, amazing talk with Dr. Chris. And then at 1 p.m. GMT, which is 8 a.m. EST, we've got John Webb, CEO and managing partner of Quantum Reach, going to talk to us about the critical path to get funded. There are so many strands to being an entrepreneur and running a business, running a value exchange, not a business, a value exchange. So it is wonderful to get so many different angles and perspectives, because there are a plethora of areas. My area is marketing, right? So learning and understanding new and different areas is such an exciting prospect, and it's part of the thing that drives us as an entrepreneur. We love to learn new things. We love to explore. We love to develop. We love to grow. We love to learn. So this is your opportunity today, throughout the day, tomorrow, and all the time that this entrepreneur hotline is taking place. Okay, some wonderful things coming up, but this is what's coming up right now. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some, I guess, some learnings that I've experienced as an entrepreneur, battling procrastination, not being able to be productive, and all of that. I'm just going to share some key things that have helped me on my journey over the last many years on this road. And I'm also around for any questions that you may have around marketing. So anything that you're looking to, let me just stop the screen share. Anything that you're looking to tackle, if you've got big roadblocks that are in your way right now when it comes to marketing your business, when it comes to generating leads, getting clients, all of that value exchange piece that allows your business to do what it is that you intend it to do, whether it's to grow, whether it's to get stronger, whether it's to get leaner, whatever that is for you. There are ways that marketing can help you to make that a reality. So feel free to post any questions that you have in the comments. We are live across multiple channels here. We've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, and we've got Periscope. So wherever you're catching this broadcast, feel free to engage in the comments and ask me anything you like about marketing. I would love to answer your questions. Okay, so I'm just going to queue up the next segment. I will be with you in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk initially about some productivity elements that will help you on your journey. See you in a few. And we're back. Okay. So now I'm going to talk to you about some productivity lessons I've learned over my course of being an entrepreneur, being on the journey just like you. And I guess I'm no productivity expert. My area is marketing coaching, okay? But like each of us, we learn and we experience this life in certain ways that are wonderful to share with others so that other people can benefit from that experience. So I'm going to share with you some of my epiphanies on this journey. And like every one of us, we are all a work in progress. So nobody, no matter how wonderful things look on the outside, nobody is quite as on the ball as they seem, right? So we're all working this stuff out. We're all playing and fighting those voices in our heads that tell us we're not good enough, that tell us who'd listen to you, you're not worthy, you know, all of that stuff. And the procrastination. This plays a part in everybody's minds. And I've had the great fortune of working with entrepreneurs at all areas of the spectrum. Guess what? Those things are all the same. They're all the same. They're universal. So it doesn't matter where you are on your journey right now. There are things that you can take away and learn in this process. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me start by asking you this. How do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? The answer is, well, I won't give you the answer right now. I think rather what we'll do is we'll talk about what it feels like running your business for you. What does that feel like? It can feel like a mammoth task. It can feel like see what I did with the word mammoth? Didn't do that on purpose, but it was good. It can feel like a huge beast of a thing that is overwhelming. How many times do you get up and it's like, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got so much stuff that I need to play with today. Man, it just feels like there's too much. It's a huge beast of a thing. It's an elephant. We all face that every day. If we're busy, if we're in the thick of what we do, then we can quite easily get lost in a sea of so much stuff to do, so little time to do it. And it can be tough. It feels tough. It feels tough. I'm not telling you that it felt tough and now I'm over it and it doesn't feel tough anymore. It feels tough. Wake up call. It feels tough. It always feels tough. And that's okay. When you appreciate that, it always feels tough. So how do we stop it feeling so tough? How do we get through that? How do we break through that? Back to the question, how do we eat an elephant? In bite-sized pieces, okay? So we eat an elephant in bite-sized pieces. And what does that mean for you? Well, let's see if I can get this screen on again, because that was the wrong screen. Hold on. It's not going to let me share my iPad screen. Okay, we're going to have to wing the screen sharing bit because that doesn't seem to be working. So what does that mean for you when we talk about eating an elephant in bite-sized pieces? It means that the best way to tackle the things that you've got to do, the elephant, is to do it in chunks, to focus on the thing that's in front of you right now, to focus on the priorities, the things that are going to move the needle for you in your business. Okay, more about that in a second. So just hold that thought for a moment, okay, about this idea of eating the elephant in bite-sized pieces, chunking things down. There are so many different hacks and methods and tools for being more productive. One of the things I think a lot of those tools and methodologies lack is it's the idea that we've got two things at play when it comes to getting stuff done. We've got what we want to achieve, our goal, and then we've got what we do on the daily basis, the process, what I call the process. So if you imagine two ends of a spectrum, you've got the goal, what we're looking to achieve, and then you've got the things that are going to get you to that goal. So quite often, this is quite important, right? Because quite often what will happen is we will focus on getting more done in less time. That's where productivity kind of plays, right? I show you how to get more done in less time. But is it stuff? Is it the right stuff? Is it stuff that's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to be? That's so important if you think about it, because you can spend all of the time in the world being the most productive person ever on the planet. Yay! Congratulations, you. But if it's not getting you where you want to be, what's that for? Well, what good is that? It's in vain, isn't it? So being productive is important. Eating the elephant is one of the best productivity hacks, if you like, or methods that has helped me. But more importantly than that, it's having something that ensures you are reaching your goal, or you will reach your goal in that productivity, in that activity, in the things that you get done, in what you focus your energy and your attention on. Okay. So understand that you've got two things at play when it comes to doing more, being more productive. You've got where you're looking to be, and you've got the steps, the process that gets you to that place. Okay. So with that in mind, with this idea of goals and process, let me ask you this question. What's the one thing that you could do today that will help get you towards that goal? Not the elephant, not the 5 million things on your to-do list, not everything that you need to do today. What's the one thing that if you did it would ensure that you made progress towards that goal? Let me get a book. Where has it gone? Should have got this out before, shouldn't I? There we go. So this book by a guy called Gary Keller changed everything for me when it comes to productivity. It's called The One Thing. And Gary phrases the question, what's the one thing you can do such by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So that is linked to something around prioritizing the things that you've got to do, things that you've got to do, the things that you need to do, the things that you want to do, the things that you'd like to do. What are the priorities? What are the things that have to be done. But actually go a stage further. What are the things, or what is the thing that you can do now that will render the other stuff either unnecessary or easy? And so I like to link that to the goal, this flag in the ground, this place that we're looking to get to. What's the thing that you can do now that's going to drive you towards that goal? And then what's the thing that you can do tomorrow that's going to drive you towards that goal? And guess what? If we take steps, we're going to get somewhere, aren't we? If I stand here and don't move, I want to be over there. If I don't take a step, if I don't put one foot in front of the other and step, will I get there? If I do the one thing that's going to get me towards that goal, hey, look, I've took a step. I'm nearly there. Might be miles away, might be hundreds of miles away, but I've took a step. And taking the step is the important thing. Every day, that's the one thing. So we take another step. And before we know it, we've made progress. We can look back and go, hey, I was over there, and now I'm over here. How amazing is that? How wonderful is that? I'm making progress. I'm making progress towards that goal. That to me is the essence of productivity. It's not doing more in less time. It's doing the right thing at the right time. Okay? So then, how do we do this? How do we do this piece when the day is so busy, the day is so crazily structured, and we've got 1,000,001 things going on? Imagine that's a tomato. It's not, it's a ball, right? It's a trigger point massage ball. But just imagine for a second, use your imagination. Imagine it's a tomato. There was a method that I learned a few years ago called the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. And it was invented by a guy when he was studying. He used to have a little tomato clock, a timer on the kitchen table, and he would hit it and it would time him for 25 minutes and he would work in Pomodoros, chunks of 25 minutes of time. Okay, so there's a lot of scientific information behind this about our attention, our focus, all of these things. And working in sprints like that, little 25-minute windows, Pomodoros, can be so powerful and so useful in giving you focus on that one thing. Can give you the focus that you need to get that one thing done. Yeah, but Colin, 25 minutes, what good's that going to do me? I've got hours and hours and hours worth of tasks. I hear you. I hear you. How do you eat an elephant? Bite-sized pieces. Okay, and again, all of those tasks that you've got, which are the important tasks? Which are the tasks that are going to get you from here to here, or from here to here, whichever way around? I can't quite figure out which way around I'm showing you on the screen, right? What's the important task in all of that? And then with the Pomodoro, the idea of that is that you focus entirely for that 25-minute window. So no emails, no Facebook bleeping at you, no distraction. 25 minutes where you go, right, the thing I need to do now is shoot this video. We shoot the video. 25 minutes, focused energy, focused effort, focused attention on the one thing that's going to make a difference for you. That's how you make ground, you gain ground in your business. That's how you get stuff done. Because it's not about getting stuff done, remember, it's about getting the right stuff done. That's critical. Critical. The right stuff, getting that done. That's how you become super productive. Okay? So 25 minutes isn't a great deal of time. The way that it works mechanically is you have 25 minutes. You can set a timer on your phone. You can download an app. And for that time, you put the blinders on and you focus only on that one task that you're working on. Then at the end of it, you have a 5-minute break. You do what's called state change. So even if you don't feel like it, even if you're in the flow, you pause and you move and you get up and you move around, make a coffee, do a dance, do whatever it takes, right, to change that state. This is changing the state, right? We're stood and we're talking and we're all serious and we're working. And now we have what's called state change, and it does something in your biochemistry. It changes the state of mind. And then when the 5 minutes break is up, you hit the ground again. Bang, 25 minutes. Focus. Nothing else. The world around it goes away, and we focus entirely on that one thing that's going to make a difference. That one thing that's going to drive your business forward. That's how you are productive. If you don't do that, you'll be lost. If we don't have that focus, you'll be lost. All of these 1,000,001 tasks will weigh down heavy on you. And guess what? You won't get stuff done. You won't make the progress that you know you should be making. It just won't happen. It won't happen. So play with clarity on what that vision is that you're looking to get to. And then in terms of process, what's the one thing that you can do that's going to ensure that you make progress towards that goal? Okay, what is that one thing for you? And then start eating the elephant. Start taking bites out of that huge goal. And the beauty of this is, it's okay that you've got all of these things to do. The only thing that matters is the thing that's in front of you right now, in this moment, in this Pomodoro. All of that other stuff will have its time, and that's okay. And that really was one of the things that has helped me massively and still helps me to this day. I have this thing about like creating. I love to create stuff. I love to play in that creative energy, that creative space. I have that on my desk as a reminder, and I share it with my clients. And so that creativity, it's not like a tap. You can't turn it on and off. Sometimes it gushes. Sometimes you turn it on and nothing comes out, right? The pipes make noises, but nothing comes out of the tap, the faucet. But I've dedicated time where I will set a timer, put some alpha wave music on, and concentrate and focus in that space, in that window of time, on that one thing. In that moment, for me, it might be creativity. I'm going to do 2 Pomodoros of creativity today. And then, do you know what? Measure your effectiveness by the fact that you've done it, the fact that you've done that one thing that's going to get you to results. That all-important one thing, you've done that for the day. Pat on the back. Well done, Colin. You've done well. You've done well. Go make a coffee. Okay, what's that one thing for you? And do it. Show up and do it. If you don't show up and do it, you're not going to get to your goal. That's the bottom line. That's the reality of this. Do the one thing that's going to make the difference. So how do you eat that elephant? In bite-sized pieces. Wonderful. That's the end of that segment. And they were just some little learnings there that really were light bulb moments for me, and the culmination of I guess 45 years on the planet, trying to figure stuff out and still trying to figure stuff out. And I hope it helps you on your journey. The book that I recommended is called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Okay, wonderful. So we've got 15 minutes until the next, the scheduled talk will take place. I'm going to be around for comments, for questions, for ask me anything type of stuff. So if you need anything, I'm here for you. Okay, so in the last few minutes now, before we switch out to our next speaker, I just wanted to share a few resources with you. Let me post that into the comments. So we got a timestamp. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to look for the last few minutes now, just to literally walk you through some marketing resources that have been pivotal, I would say, in everything that I do in my business, in everything that I do with my clients in their businesses, and will just help to give you a bit of an idea around what tools, resources, and marketing-based stuff that I like to play with. Okay, so let me bring this up for you, and I'm just going to share the screen. Okay, let me check that we're on. Yeah, we're on. Okay. So when it comes to marketing your business, there are key elements to what I call the ecosystem. Just check back to see we've not had any comments. And we're good. Okay. There are key elements to what I call the ecosystem. And it's this idea of, in fact, let me see if I can show you. I think I've got a picture of it on here. Of all of the things that make up your online presence, I call it ecosystem. So there we go. I've got a graphic of it there. Your website, the things that you say, the things that you do, the way that you craft all of this stuff together. This makes up your marketing ecosystem. And so you've got the website, which is the hub of all of that. And these are the resources I like to use to create websites, right? So there are links to all of these on at colinscotland.com/resources. But your website often isn't enough, because it's a fact that 99 out of 100 people that come to your website, they're just not ready to make a purchase. They're not ready to buy now. There's lots of research by HubSpot and other people that verify and validate that. So that leaves us with a problem. We've got people that attend our website and don't want to buy. They're not ready to buy. So this is where funnels come into place. And funnels are simply journeys of people from cold prospect to flaming hot client. That's it. In its essence, it's called a funnel because it's shaped like a funnel, and you've got lots of cold people at the top and lots of people buying your stuff at the bottom. Simple. But it's just a journey that is entirely focused on taking somebody from cold to hot. That's all a funnel is. There's different ways that you can build funnels and all of that. I'm not going to go into that. And then the way of taking the money, doing the transaction, there are software that can allow you to do that part of your funnel. If you sell products, then you have e-commerce based checkout platforms like Magento and WooCommerce and Shopify and all of these cool things. If you are in the influencer coach online space, then they may not be appropriate to you. So there are other methods of basically taking money, right? And then if you're in the business of courses, then there's systems that you need for membership and what's called learning management. And then I guess with what I do and a lot of what my clients do, it's about getting people to get on a call, getting people to go face to face like this. And so I rely on Calendly for that, to be able to schedule time. And then doing things like this, Zoom, StreamYard, video conferencing, training, because everything's video, isn't it? Everything's video these days. Look at us right now. This is video. But the bridge between cold prospect and warm prospect, that journey, that funnel that we talked about, often as well is down to automation, so you can create nurture sequences in email that allow you to do that. And then you can measure everything as well. And that they're really the key elements of that ecosystem that I talked about. But on this page, effectively, you've got a whole swathe of things that I use almost every day in all different areas of my business and recommended to my clients. So check that out, and I hope that's of help to you. Just wanted to point that one out. Let me stop sharing. Wonderful. And we are just approaching the top of the hour now, and I've got a couple of amazing talks lined up over the next 2 hours for you. Can't wait to dive into those. So I'm going to jump out of this broadcast and get ready to start the next one. Okay, I will be here for the next couple of minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you with Dr. Chris real soon.